I'm just gonna leave that meeting. You guys can hear me now? Fine?
Yep. Yes.
Yes.
Headphones off. Everything's there. All right. We're good to go?
We are recording.
All right, thank you. So good afternoon, everybody. It is Wednesday, August 28th, 2024 at 12:37 p.m. And I'll call to order the Freetown Board of Selectmen meeting. This meeting will be recorded and will be available on the YouTube page. This meeting will be held virtually on Zoom on March 29th, 2023. Governor Healy signed into law Chapter 2 of the Acts of 2023, which, among other things, extends the expiration of remote meeting provisions pertaining to open meeting laws to March 31st, 2025. Specifically, this extension allows public bodies to continue holding meetings remotely without a quorum of the public body physically present at a meeting location and to provide adequate alternative access to remote meetings. This meeting of the Freetown Board of Selectmen will be conducted via remote participation. Specific information and general guidelines for remote participation by members of the public can be found in the Town of Freetown's website, freetownma.gov. For this meeting, members of the public who wish to listen to the meeting may do so in the following manner: dial on Zoom and entering the meeting ID below, calling the number listed below and entering the meeting ID listed below, or by going to the link and entering the meeting ID listed below. No in-person attendance is available for this meeting. However, every effort will be made to ensure that the public can adequately access the proceedings in real time via technological means. In the event that we are unable to do so, despite best efforts, we will post on the town website and YouTube channel an audio or video recording transcript or other comprehensive record of proceedings as soon as possible after the meeting. Okay, cover my bases there.
Yes.
Okay, so agenda item 1 is discussion and vote on which alternative to use for the town hall replacement windows.
So let me just kick off and tell you kind of where we're at with this. So we know that we need new windows. We have 60, I think 60 main windows or 62 main windows. And then they have sort of small windows above them. There's 33 small windows. So we really have a total of 93-ish windows in the building. So I quoted it with both the main windows and then the add-on of the extra windows. I wanted to do them all, but I was worried about funding. So so you'll see all the different alternatives for 60 windows versus 90 windows. And then there's a question, there's two like main parts of this vote. One is going to be whether you want vinyl versus aluminum, I think is one of the big decisions. And then the second decision will be whether you want white or green. And that's the secondary decision once you pick the material that you want to use. But you have quotes for both the aluminum and the vinyl. I know Carl was a little partial to aluminum. I was partial to the vinyl. So I just put it all out to bid. I didn't know what the price differential would be. I do believe we have enough funding to do the project. So whatever option you pick, we will be able to complete the project. So if that helps the selectmen make a decision, but that's sort of my preface for putting out all these alternates. I thought having a price might help make the decisions and based on what material and what color. So that's where I'm starting. The we got two bidders. I think both of them are probably competent to do the job. So it's really going to come down to price and what alternative you want to start with. And I think, I don't know about Carl, and that's why I asked him to be on here. I think we do all the windows. I don't want to do half the windows. I prefer to do all 90 windows and get it done.
Yeah, so the windows, both of these choices are quality windows, whether vinyl or aluminum. Different vinyl kind of warps when the extreme heat is concerned. Aluminum not as much. I'm familiar with the aluminum and woods. I've seen the samples. I've seen them on buildings. But again, both of these are quality windows. Either one we get, it'll be a quality window. It's a matter of saying what color and which alternate we want.
Yep.
And just for a clarification before we go any further, alternate 4 under Unicon, the price was $138. There was just a typo. It says $130, but on your tab, but it's actually $138.
130 what?
8.
Hey, okay, that's, wow, that's a good, that's the one I had highlighted. It was a good price and a good window.
Yeah,
Um,
alternate 4 you had, yeah.
yeah, that's what I was looking at. Once we figure out the color and what type of window, alternate 4 seemed to be the one I would prefer. Again, both quality windows. The price at 130, I've seen that. Even 8,000 more is still not a bad price compared. So I do see the other one, alternate 4 for 170,000. It's quite a difference, almost $40,000 difference. So I don't know if he missed something or we didn't explain correctly. I don't know why that is like that. You haven't heard anything from Eric about that or anybody?
No, I mean, he was there at the bid opening, both of these people
Yeah.
were. at bid
And so
opening.
we have some experience with the contractor as far as the high bids and so on. So yeah. So I looked at alternate 4. I think that's the one that's going to get us to where we want to be. Again,
So
I think
those-
we can
yeah,
talk about color.
alternate 4 is green, and it's aluminum, correct?
Correct.
And like I said, I kind of prefer the white. Now, I didn't bid the vinyl in color, but I asked for a price and they said it would run about probably $20,000 more if you wanted them to be green. But first pick your material and then we can go with color, I think. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, I honestly, my opinion, I don't know a lot about windows, so, I mean, I'm not sure. Selectman Lopes or Zager have any kind of strong feeling on whether you go wood or vinyl. I really don't. I'm sorry, aluminum or vinyl.
So, I will say, one, I agree with all 93 windows at once, right?
Yeah.
It makes zero sense to do 60 to leave, 30 something of them, the old windows, and, let's do it all. It's money we have in the budget. So that aside, that's my biggest part of a no-brainer. I went to the town hall to see the windows. Because I have the concern of, do we put what we put in there, making sure that it's the right thing. So both windows definitely seemed strong. And, I obviously talked to both Debbie and Carl, so you kind of heard they're both on different ends of it all. But Carl also did say that, he thought that if it was a good quality vinyl, that it wouldn't warp. Because that, the last thing I want to do is see us put windows in and get, some extreme heat and then have them all warping. So he didn't think it would happen if they're good quality windows. So I'm back and forth with the preference of it all, truthfully. And then my only question is, we talk about white and color, and I mean, the vinyl can be painted as well, right, down the road. So, I just don't want to put a hyper focus on what color when we know we can paint it. I'd rather have the color we want now and know that, rather than having to go back and paint it later. But at least we know that it can be painted, so we don't have to, hold us strict right now, like, okay, this is the color we want, this is the color it's gonna stay. That's just my feelings.
So I haven't had good experience painting vinyl, anything. I mean, it lasts for me a year or two, but it does weather, it doesn't weather well, it peels, unless it's factory painted. I don't know if that's an option we're looking at. That'd be different than us going up there and painting or a company doing it. I don't know if anybody's any insight into that. Is it factory painted, Deb? If it's vinyl painted?
You can get them factory painted. That was what I say. I didn't bid it that way. I figured we could always do a change order, but it's around 20 grand more to
Right.
that's what they're telling me. I didn't follow up on that. I will tell you that the lowest bidder, I know Unicon, I think they both bid Javi brand windows, which I'm happy with those windows from my experience. Kyle, what about you? Are you?
Yeah, absolutely. And they're also close. They're in Dartmouth. So if we need something, if something happens, they're close by to do that. So the other discussion, we talked about painting this building at some point, keeping in mind what's that going to look like, and is that going to determine what windows we get now? Not to open up that kind of worms, but
Well, I do think.
That's a conversation for another day.
Right. Well, just keep in mind though, I do think within the next 3 years, you're gonna have to paint the building. So that's kind of why I know you have the letter that you got from Stephen Chandler, and I also know that the historical commission committee, is somewhat interested in possibly changing the color of the building. I don't want to get into that, but I also don't want to ignore that possibility. That's why I thought, well, green would go with any color scheme and it would go well with the white and it would go well with their proposed color scheme. Keep in mind that if we were to change the color scheme of the building, it comes with a price tag. Although my thought process was we'd have to get a grant. They would have to write a grant to get it, you know, to help pay for it, because it will be substantially more to paint this building, I believe, from a white to a brown or multiple different colors. It just will. But that's one of the reasons I don't think we're gonna go another 10 years without painting the building. So, I'm just Googling whether you can paint them after the fact, or, you know, I can follow up once you decide which way you want to go, about the price from Harvey's and what that's like to get a vinyl. They do come in the color though. The vinyl will come in the green, the vinyl will come in a red.
Do you know if it's colored all the way through, like an
That's what
extrusion
I'm gonna
colored,
Google right now. and
or
see.
just like a flat surface paint? Because that wouldn't work well for us, I don't think.
I would assume must be all the way through. That's why.
Yeah,
they're so
or
expensive.
most of the way through.
That's why it's like 20 grand extra, probably, but I'm gonna Google it
Yeah.
and see. So I don't know if you want to pick a material first. First, I think maybe you can have a vote that you want to do all 90,
Right.
95 windows, let's say.
95 windows, right? So yeah, so I'll entertain a motion that we will replace all 95 windows in the town hall.
Sorry, motion made?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Selectman Lopes,
Yes.
Selectman Zager,
Yes.
Selectman Matthews.
Yes. Okay, so I got that part done. And now I'll just put up a motion that we'll use vinyl windows. So I'll entertain a motion that we'll go with vinyl over aluminum window.
Yeah, so what about color? Because we're just gonna say just thing right now and separate the vote on color to a different part, because obviously we're talking about that, so. Does
Yeah,
it make sense? to
I
do
mean,
it that way?
the-
Just to clarify.
I do I think that whites, first of all, it's cheaper. And second of all, I just think it's lower risk, like, I don't know, and the town hall, in my mind's eye, has always been white, right?
Mhm.
Like, but that doesn't mean anything. I don't have a strong opinion on this. I just kind of. If I was putting windows in my house, I'd probably do what I did white. I did this actually last couple of years. But
So
my parents did black and it looks really good, so.
what about warranty? Do you know about the warranty on the windows? Because obviously, and how long they'll stand behind them all for the material?
I think
Especially if you paint them.
I don't know that I agree with Kyle. I don't think you want to paint them after the fact. I think you want to order them
No.
factory color, whatever color you want.
Mhm.
Because it'll be I don't know how they make them, but it will certainly be better than painting them after the fact. And I can't imagine what that's going to cost. I mean, I don't remember what Harvey's warranty is, but I think it's a pretty decent warranty, and at least 10 years, I think. And where they're here, it's easy to get replacement parts and stuff for them.
Mhm.
So all kind of things happen with the low E glass, right? We could get a situation where the sun's gonna hit the window, reflect and melt the neighbor's siding, because that happens too. The low E glass windows are obviously different than these. That could have an effect. I wouldn't be surprised if something like that happens. It does happen once in a while.
Mhm.
And the remedy for that is to put screens over them. I think these include full screens on the outside, right, Deb? Whatever one's going to come up with.
We spec'd them with half screens, but you and I talked about that. We'll just, whatever you think is best, we'll order them that way, and we can always order more screens from Harvey's because they're local, right? So whatever you think, Kyle, because of course, we're talking about the air conditioners and the windows.
Right.
But
So these
know-
windows, it's going to have an immediate savings for us this winter. We're going to start saving money day one when these windows are in. In the summer, full screens allow you to open the window top down and the bottom up a little bit, and you get the circulation going on. So that's going to help us. The half screens are good if you're going to open the window, put an air conditioner in. Hopefully that won't be the case for much longer. Just something to consider, you know.
Right, because at the end of the day, HVAC's also already been approved, right? Correct me if I'm wrong on that. HVAC's already
Uh,
in the budget somewhere. There's already a pot of money set aside for HVAC
I
as
don't,
well?
I don't know
Or
that
is it,
there's
oh,
a
that's
pot
just
of
the
money.
windows?
Yeah, there's money for the windows and
Yeah.
I
Okay.
mean, we have $90,000 for the windows, so we're gonna go over that, but we have, money in our building improvement budget that we're gonna, allocate obviously towards the windows. We're also in the process of course, working on demolition of the, 4 South Main Street. So when those two projects sort of come together, I'll know what we have left in that budget. I'm thinking maybe I gotta go to town meeting and get some more money for HVAC, but it is the next project in line that, Carl and I are working on for the building. That needs to be addressed because we don't have adequate, I mean, the heat, it's freezing in here or it's 100 degrees in here. It's never any kind of level temperature.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys, I'm
No,
trying.
that's absolutely. Not to mention when you're in your office or any office, you can hear traffic go by, you can hear the wind, you can, you're pretty much outside as is.
Mhm.
As far as aluminum or vinyl, like, are we talking about aluminum casings or is that the whole material, Carl?
It's the whole windows are vinyl, right? So the one was the half aluminum on the outside and wood on the inside. But the vinyl windows, again, both quality type windows, the vinyl is vinyl all the way through.
Okay, so this might help you. The Harvey windows have the 10-year warranty on the clad windows, the aluminum clad. On the vinyl windows, they have a lifetime warranty that covers the extruded solid vinyl members. So there's the difference.
I mean, that seems to be important. I like lifetime.
Yeah, we talk about the warping of the window due to the outside, right? So then that means that we don't have to worry about that anymore. So the biggest concern is kind of out the window, no pun intended. I said it and then realized what I said.
And it says classic exterior paint. So I don't know if that's that's a 10-year warranty. If you get black laminate exterior finish, it's a 20-year warranty. So it sounds like if you get them in colors, it might limit the warranty as opposed to the white.
Because black would absorb heat and would cause a problem for the vinyl window. Yeah.
And like,
that's why the white.
Dark green would be similar though, right? Like
yeah, they would absorb heat. Yeah.
So my thought here is white vinyl. That gives us the biggest warranty, it saves us money, and the important things, I think.
I'm back and forth
Yeah.
on this one. Yeah, geez. I feel like I'm stuck in the middle. A rock and a hard place. I don't know.
I don't think we can go wrong. So I think
I
this is
know.
one of those decisions, at least it's a win-win-win, whatever we do. Because we get new
Yeah,
windows.
no matter what we do, it's an improvement.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
No matter what we do, it's a major improvement. Will we get everything we want? No, but we also are gonna be saving energy, saving bills, saving money, putting in windows. The color, yeah, that's my only struggle because it is white today. There's no guarantee it won't be white tomorrow, right? Even if we get funding for it through a grant, there's only so much money in the world, right? Or at least in our budget to change it back to the original color scheme, which it is beautiful for that time period. But it's white today. To change it to another color, that's a lot of grant writing. Someone's got to get on it now.
So the other thing maybe to consider is that we have 3 buildings that are white, right? You got the library across the street, the old schoolhouse, and then we got town hall. So it'd be nice to kind of have them all look the same, so we know they all belong to the same, to the town. I don't know if that's a consideration, right?
Well, that makes it that much harder for them to paint everything to the historic thing, which
Right.
is
So the other building,
more towards the white.
the other buildings are all white. They're white clad buildings. The windows are white. So to kind of use that for your decision making.
Yeah, I mean, I can't. I feel like my vote needs to be on today, not on what could happen tomorrow, because we don't know what can happen tomorrow.
Mhm.
So you know what? Carl, I'm sorry. I respect your
It's all right.
decision. I'm gonna go with white vinyl.
As I said, they're both quality windows. I have no problem with either one of them.
So,
So I'll put a motion up there then. So I'll entertain a motion that we move forward with vinyl white windows for the town hall.
motion made.
Second,
All in favor?
Aye.
aye,
Selectman Lopes,
yes,
Selectman Zager,
Yes.
Selectman Matthews.
Yes. Okay, so now we have to award the bid, right?
Yeah, so it looks like you're going with alternate 6, which is all of the windows in white vinyl. So
Okay,
the lowest bidder on alternate 6, DMAT came in at 130,000 and Unicon came in at 122,500. So the lowest bidder is Unicon.
And we've used Unicon. Unicon is reputable to us. So it's good.
Unicon is doing a project for us at the school, so I haven't necessarily used them yet. We did, he did give us references. The other thing is he did give me a complete response to the RFP, and he did have references that Lola did call, so they said that, you know, he did come in over budget, but I don't know the details on why he came in over budget. But you never know what they're gonna encounter when they start doing this work. I'm expecting that even here that, you know,
Yeah,
there might be this, you know.
But to that point, Deb, I think some of the window sills we're gonna find have to be replaced while we're doing these windows too. So
Yeah,
we need
so
a little bit of
those-
a cushion with money for that.
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure that's all set, that we do have a buffer for it. So, but that he did complete the project and he was on time, so I mean, that's all I can say.
hmm
Yeah, that's all, I say all we can ask for, but that's a good start. So
But at least he's done other projects, you
Yeah.
know.
All right, so with that, I'll entertain a motion that we award the bid for the town hall windows to Unicon Inc.
Sorry, motion made.
second,
All in favor?
Aye.
aye,
Selectman Lopes,
yes,
Selectman Zager,
Yes.
Selectman Matthews.
Yes. Okay, awesome. Moving on. So now this is agenda item 4, this is discussion and vote whether to approve change order 1 for the fire station building construction.
Now you're gonna, did you miss one? Number 3 for me to sign the documents?
All right, I did miss that. Good catch. All right, so with that, I'll entertain a motion to have authorize town administrator to sign all documents related to bid for supply and installation of the replacement windows for town hall.
Motion made.
second,
All in favor?
Aye.
aye,
Selectman Lopes,
yes,
Selectman Zager,
Yes.
Selectman Matthews.
Yes. Okay, agenda item 4, now discussion vote whether to approve change order 1 for the fire station building construction.
This is, I've known about this. This is because when we got the sub bids for the fire station building addition, they came in, one for weatherproofing came in really, really high. So we put a stipulation when we put it out for the big bids to just carry $80,000 for waterproofing. Then we rebid that sub bid and it came in at 132. So this change order, we knew right out of the gate that was gonna have to come forth. I just wanted you to be, the board to be aware of this. It's a $52,000 change order or something like that. There's no surprise in that. It's not a change order that happened because they're out there doing work and something has changed. It was just the bidding process, and in order to not slow it down, it was a stipulation we made while we were putting it out to bid. So there's no surprises in this. I just wanted you to be aware that there's a $52,000 change that I knew about because of the way the bid process worked.
Makes sense.
Mhm.
Anyone have any questions or concerns on that?
just budget wise, this is in the budget, right? This, I know we have money for this, the construction project, but this doesn't make us go over, right? So I know we always put a buffer in there every time we bid out.
Yeah, we
So
have
are we good on
a
that?
contingency. Yep, we're fine. I will give you a heads up if we're not, but we're perfectly fine. Like I said, this was sort of a planned change order I knew about. It's just now logistically getting it done.
Okay,
Okay. so with that, I'll entertain a motion to approve change order 1 for fire station building construction.
Motion made.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Selectman Lopes,
Yes.
Selectman Zager,
Yes.
Selectman Matthews.
Yes. And then this is just to have, agenda item 5, just have Deb sign the change. So with that, I'll entertain a motion to authorize town administrator to sign the change order 1 for fire station building construction.
One motion made.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Selectman Lopes,
Yes.
Selectman Zager,
Yes.
Selectman Matthews.
Yes. All right. And with that, I'll get over to personnel.
All right, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Item agenda 6, acknowledge the resignation of Gene Fox from Parading Fireworks Committee effective 8/21/2024. Thank you, Gene, for taking it on over the years, and you have it in good hands now. Thank you for all you've done. Item agenda 7, acknowledge the resignation of Lynn Furtado from the Open Space Recreation Advisory Committee effective 7/2/2024. Again, Lynn has been there since we started OSREC, and she's been a driving force for many of the things we've done there. So thank you, Lynn, and continue following your education goals.
Awesome. Okay, well, I think that's all we have on the agenda. Is, obviously, we can't sign today because we're not in person, right?
All set.
I think, are we good?
Yes.
Good.
With that,
So with that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
A motion made.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Selectman Lopes,
Yes.
Selectman Zager,
Yes.
Selectman Matthews.
Yes. All right.
Have
Thank
a
you.
good day, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.